Well, shooters and reloaders, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone. And tonight's video is a VR to Dennis Copp II. And what he wants to know is the new Lee Auto Drum powder measure. How does it do with Ball C2 powder? Well, Ball C2 powder is a military powder that was very popular during the Vietnam War, but it caused some problems with the jamming of the M16. 2520 accurate is very similar to Ball C2. You see there in the red cap? That's the powder. It's a ball powder, very fine. We're going to use Lake City 1967 brass, and how appropriate is that, right in the Vietnam War? The charge that we're going to do is 26.5 grains of 2520 powder. Let's see if it has any problems with powder leakage. So Dennis Copp II, I'm interested in seeing about this also myself. That happens to be a load that I used in high power competition way back when, using the 69 grain Sierra match hollow point bow tail bullets. Now these brass casings are all Lake City 1967. They've all been prepped. You see the case trimming that's been done. All the case mouths have been deburred and chamfered and all that kind of things, all primed. All this brass is load ready for the high power competition. I never used all the brass that I had prepped. So here it comes. So Dennis, there is the setup all set to throw 26.4 to 26.5 grains of 2520 powder. Let's go ahead and dispense powder 10 cases at a time and verify after every 10th case. $26.5 right on the button. That load goes right to the bottom of the bullet that once is seated. That's 100% case capacity there. Let's go ahead and do another 10. Okay, we've got some powder leakage here. Let's see what's going on. So Dennis, I changed out the drum, and let's see what the second drum will do now. We're getting a lot of smooth throws here, Dennis. Dennis, this is a joy to use. We're getting nice looking throws here. Okay, here comes number 10. So we're going to weigh this one. $26.5, 26.6. 26.5. It's settled at 26.5. I'm talking to it. Here, let me show you. That's not bad. So Dennis, this looks very typical in that we get drums that will leak with the very fine powders. But you just keep switching the drum until you get one that doesn't leak. We're getting no leakage here. Now let's see where I was. Okay, let's go ahead and do another 10. So Dennis, what I've done is I've moved the scale down to bench top level. We're not getting a lot of vibration anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll throw a charge. That was a nice smooth one. And that's going at 26.4. 26.5. So that's what we want. Okay, we got 0 on the scale. Another smooth throw. $26.4. We want 26.4 or 26.5. Now another one. Aha, that one got a little bit of a chatter, so I'm expecting this one to be a little off. Nope, right on, 26.4. So that little chatter at the very beginning of the stroke, it's almost like it needs a little inertia. That's okay. Oh, gotta re-zero. That was a smooth one. 26.4. 26.5, now I'm talking at it. Scales at 0. Whoop, gotta stop talking at it. Nice smooth throw. Now that one's a little light, 26.3. Let's weigh that one again. Make sure I got all the powder out of there. 26.4. And we're at 0. Ah, that one got a little chatter. Let's see if that one's off. $26.6. Let's see if it'll settle at 26.5. That one's a little heavy. So when we get a chatter, might be a good idea to dump that charge. Okay, here we go. Another charge. No chatter. No chatter, it's right on. Let's go again. Scales at 0. Well, we got the powder leakage problem solved. Changing drums, no more leakage. $26.5. That was a nice smooth throw. $26.3 on that one. A little low. That was a nice smooth throw. $26.4. We're at 0 on the scale. That was a nice smooth throw. Okay, it looks like it's going between 26.3 and 26.4. So I'm going to open up the little key here, another one flat. Well, now it's 26.4. So it looks like I might open it up to 26.4 to 5. Let's see. Okay, scales at zeros. Let's weigh that one again. It is 26.45. So now that I've opened the key up a little bit, we're going to get 26.5 and 26.6. You see? 26.6. The 26.5 to 26.6 because I opened up the key at 10th. So that gives you an idea of what kind of accuracy. And I've got to close it down at 10th now. I got to close that back down. So I'm going to throw that one out. And let's go ahead and throw another charge. I'm going to reject this one because that one's probably got to clear it from the last one. And we're back to 26.4, you see, so I cranked it down a tenth. So you see the key is pretty accurate. Well, you see the thing lost 0. Let's go ahead and 0 it again and measure that last one again. It's 26.5, 26.4. There it is, settle at 26.5. $26.4. Scales back at 0. Let's go one more for you, Dennis, and then I'll go back to throwing 10 in a row. It works well with ball powders. Scales back at 0. So I think what we need to do is this. With the ball powders, if you use a drum and it leaks, then that drum should be used for another powder, say a flake powder or extruded powder, something like that. No leakage there. You get the ones that don't leak, those are the ones for ball powder. So once you get that settled, straightened out, then the whole idea is if you get a little chatter, then you might want to go ahead and weigh that charge. And if you don't get a chatter, then it looks like it's pretty consistent within a tenth of a grain. And you might want to weigh every 10th charge. And if you find that you're drifting a little bit, then you can adjust the key and get back on and keep yourself in that accurate zone. Especially if you're doing a lot of loads, a lot of rounds. Bye for now.